Something shifts after 40, and for the first time in a long time, many women are starting to feel like themselves again. Reinvention is no longer something women are ashamed of. Women over 40 are redefining happiness, relationships, careers, and health. This season is more about becoming than proving. Your 40s and your 50s are the perfect time to reinvent yourself. So let's talk about it. Hello, Gloels. This is Mo, your mature corporate executive bestie, here to help you glow up and grow up. So, welcome back. So, today we're talking about reinvention. Now, I don't want you to see reinvention as starting over. I want you to see it as going into your most expansive version. That expansive version of yourself that's been waiting to come out all along. I believe as humans, we're meant to grow and we're meant to expand. So I say, why don't we do it on purpose? I'm excitedly going into my next chapter. I shared this in my introduction video. But, I think that we're all meant to grow and evolve. And I'm so excited to share my journey with you and to also share some pointers on why your 40s and your 50s are the best time for you to reinvent yourself, for you to build that life that you've always dreamed of. And if you haven't dreamed of one, let's spend some time discovering what it is that brings you joy. So, whether the kids are moving out, whether you're going into an empty nest phase, whether you're starting a new career, or maybe you're starting a new relationship, it's never too late to reinvent yourself. So, in this video, I'm going to share some top tips and points as to why your 40s and 50s are the perfect time to reinvent yourself. So, let's start. The first is we're at the point in life where we stop living for everyone else and we can start to really live for ourselves. Many women spend their 20s and 30s raising kids, building their career, supporting a spouse. And somewhere along the way, you lose what you want. You lose the idea of who you were meant to be. And by 40, most women are asking themselves, what do I want? Who do I want to become? What brings me joy? Added to that, you could be facing some huge life transitions. Maybe it's a divorce. Maybe it's a new marriage. Maybe you just overcame a very scary health issue. Nevertheless, these are all reasons for you to really pause and consider, who do I want to be next? Also, adding to this pause of not living for everyone else and also now thinking about living for yourself are those hormonal changes. I would be remiss if I didn't mention Peri herself. If you're in perimenopause or menopause, you have a decreased level of estrogen going on right now. It's natural, it's normal, but what that estrogen does, among other things, and make you feel like you're having personal summers, is it decreases the hormones that really make you care more about people than you do yourself. I'm not making this up. Look it up. But with perimenopause and menopause, the estrogen that's been running through your system that has caused you to care more about everyone else, primarily other than yourself, that estrogen is decreasing, which means that you have this feeling of, for me, it was burning everything down at one point, but you probably have this feeling of, I have time to reflect. What do I want? What about me? And so all of these things, the hormones, the life-changing events you may be going through right now, and also just the time and the resources that you have in your 40s and 50s that you may not have had in your 20s and 30s, all of that means that this is the perfect time for you to really sit and reflect and consider, what are the things that you want to pursue? How do you want to reinvent yourself? What really brings you joy? And listen, I'm not just preaching to the choir here. I realized several years ago that I wanted to develop another side of myself. I'm in corporate America and I work in a very male heavy, tech heavy industry. And as someone with an engineering background, I use the logical, process driven side of my brain all the time. But I discovered a couple years ago is that I hadn't really tapped into the creative side. Like I really wanted to develop out of the box ideas, creative ways of conveying my ideas and thinking about things and visualizing things. Thus, this YouTube channel and my other channel, but I'll tell you more about that in another video. So, for me, reinventing myself just a couple years ago looked like picking up YouTube as a hobby and really taking the time to develop that creativity and that sort of like cinematography side of myself that I had never taken the time to explore before. So that's point number one. We actually have the chance to care about what we want. So, point number two as to why the 40s and 50s are the best time to reinvent yourself are around that we're at the point in life where we value peace over performance. I don't know about you, but I used to chase validation, especially in my early 20s and 30s, in my career, in my friendships, in my relationships. I used to prioritize impressing people, being perfect, the perfect employee, the perfect manager, the perfect mother. There was this hustle culture where I used to actually feel guilty if I was resting and not working, even sometimes on the weekend. Like I felt like I had to deserve a break in order to really deserve it, really basically. So, what I discovered is that when I got into my 40s, especially early 40s, and that estrogen dip started happening, I said, Melita, you need to sit down. And I'll tell you what, I've gotten really good at being able to honor my body and realizing that rest is not a bad thing. But also, I've realized that when I'm well rested and I'm well nourished and my back isn't hurting and I'm flexible and I'm taking care of myself physically, that I show up better in all the other areas of my life. So, with valuing peace over performance, a lot of women are shifting. They're shifting to the things that really bring them joy and not necessarily focusing on the things that will impress others and will make them the star of the team. So, the third point around why your 40s and 50s are the best time for you to reinvent yourself is that probably for the first time in history, we have social media and we have a constant visual and audio stream of how other women are doing that well. We actually can change our thoughts around what is possible because we can see other people realizing what is possible. So, honestly, if you're in your 40s and you want to start a business for the first time, I'm pretty sure there's a YouTube channel for that. Let's say you're over 40s or in your mid 50s and you want to start traveling solo after not traveling much at all. I know that there are Instagrams for that. So the idea that if you can see it, you can be it, I truly believe that one of the reasons your 40s and 50s and this digital age in particular is a great reason for you to reinvent yourself is because there's so many examples. I follow women on my Instagram feed from the age of 20 all the way to the age of 80. And honestly, they all show me something. They all teach me something. Whether it's me being grateful that I'm no longer 20 and having to date and do all the crazy things that sometimes these 20-year-olds are doing. That 80-year-old is giving me something to aspire to. I follow 80-year-old women that are in some of the best shape of their lives. And it's not because they always were, it's because they decided to be intentional. They decided to reinvent themselves as a woman that's mobile and physically fit and takes exquisite care of herself. So because I can see that range of success when it comes to reinventing yourself and reimagining how you see yourself, I know that I can do it too. So let me ask you, is there someone or some example you've seen of the woman you would like to become? Just an example. We're not around here copying people, but we can use people for inspiration. If so, what's holding you back? My fourth point around why your 40s and 50s is the best time to reinvent yourself is about your health. This is the point in time where many of us are able to make our health a priority, either because we have the time and the resources or because it's a necessity. Maybe you have had a health scare. Maybe you have determined that perimenopause is kicking your butt and it's time for you to do something with some hormone therapy. Maybe there's some issues you've been challenged with around mental health. But your 40s and 50s is the perfect time to make your health a priority. There are some recent studies that have come out around the different ages in your life that are ideal for optimizing your health and can really help to supercharge your ability to be mobile in your late 80s and 90s. It's a book called Unbreakable. I will link it below. It's one that I'm currently reading. I heard the author, she's a doctor on a podcast that I follow. But when I tell you that she gives examples of her 90-year-old mother being more active when she hadn't been active for years, and how that really helped extend her life and her quality of life. So I'll tell you, your 40s and your 50s are the ideal time to hyper focus on your health, whatever that might look for you, and also to focus on your mobility so that you can go into your 60s and 70s with health, right? And with a really good quality of life. Lastly, the final thought around your 40s and 50s being your best time to reinvent yourself is that we're at the point in life where we want experiences, not necessarily more stuff. If you're like me and you're in your 40s or 50s, you've bought the house, you've acquired some of the things you once dreamed of having, and a lot of it seems like clutter to you right now. And what you probably realize is that you don't want more stuff. You want more experiences. You don't want more stuff. You want more quality in your life. And I think that in your 40s or 50s, this comes along and these thoughts happen because you're more experienced. You've lived a little bit of life. There have been a lot of things where you've probably seen it and done it. I know that I have. And there's also when you realize that time is fleeting and the things that really matter to you aren't necessarily the things that you're collecting. I think that you really are able to hyper focus on and remove that layer of just distraction, and you can focus on the good stuff, the quality stuff, whatever that means to you. For me, that's more time with friends and family. That's more time with my daughters while I still have them in the house. That's more time with my husband. That's more time investing in me. And so, let me share with you a few things that I plan on doing in this season to reinvent myself. And I hope that as you watch this video and you subscribe to this channel, because I want you to, because you're going to come along on this journey of reinvention with me. But as you watch this channel and you see what I'm doing, I hope that it will inspire you to go on your own self reinvention journey, because we all can do this, right? And what it's going to look like for me is going to be probably very different than what it looks like for you. But the idea is that I too want to help you see that reinvention is possible regardless of your age. And listen, I know that the idea of reinventing yourself at this stage in life can seem scary. You may have a fear of judgment. You may have this negative connotation with aging. You may even feel like it's too late for you. But let me tell you, come a little closer, sis. It's not too late. In fact, what if right now is the perfect time? What if your entire life you were waiting for this moment to really be authentically raw with yourself, to really take time for yourself, to be what I like to call just self centered, because there's nothing wrong with that. This is why in your 40s or 50s, if you can take a deep breath, you can really stop and you can take the time to think about your life a little differently. So, what I'd like you to remember while you take that deep breath is just remember you are not starting over, you are starting wiser. Say it with me. I'm not starting over, I'm starting wiser. So, what does reinvention for me look like at my stage? I'm 48 years old and I'll be 49 this year. And one of the things that I want to focus on, well, actually, several things I want to focus on, is becoming a woman who invests in herself, who maximizes her beauty, who sets really clear boundaries with friends and family, who has better mental clarity, not just the kind that I hope to protect me from dementia, but the kind that I don't have to second guess my decisions. Because I sometimes do that, I don't have to second guess what I say. I'm very clear on my priorities, I'm very clear on my values, and how I show up, how I speak, how I treat people, how I treat myself, how I love, where I put my money, where I put my time, all conveys those values. And so that is my goal, is to get in alignment with that version of me. The version of me that has maximized her beauty at her age. She's feeling good. She's looking good. She's clear. She invests time with the people she loves and that she knows loves her. And she also has this platform in which she can be creative, this YouTube platform that is, and also help and inspire other women to do the same in their lives. So here's the thing. I shared with you my goals of reinvention. And so, like I said earlier, I'm bringing you along with me. So you might as well subscribe now. Ring that bell so you never miss my weekly posts. And come on. And once again, drop in the chat for me, or in the comments for me. Drop in the comments for me. What's holding you back? And what is something that you're planning to take on as a level of reinvention for yourself? So once again, thank you for watching, and thank you for being a part of the Glow and Grow with Mo community. Until next time, Glowells. Bye. I also want to invite you to subscribe for inspiration, lifestyle, wellness, travel, and glow up content for women over 40.